Honestly, both statements from Micah and Grant were about as clear as mud. What a time to be alive. Only in the year of our Lord 2022 can you compare Good Golf to Wu-Tang Clan. Stick with me, I'll explain.
The honest truth
Yeah.
is we truly don't know why Grant left. Like the video today is the first that we hear that there was compromises and
the hype that you see surrounding Good Golf and individual members of the crew are very similar to what we saw in the late 1990s and early 2000s with the Wu-Tang Clan. Each member of Good Golf has their own YouTube channel. Like Good, members of the Wu-Tang Clan had the ability outside of the group to go make individual albums and thrive off the success of the group. We are seeing the downfall and the breakup and split of individual team members from Good, losing Micah Morris and more recently Grant Horvat. Each party issuing their statements via YouTube video, Micah and Grant both with sub 4-minute videos, and the Good crew releasing a 30-minute video onto YouTube explaining their position. Let's get into it. That immediately caught my ear in terms of why are we discussing lawyers in a breakup situation? It speaks to something more than any of the parties want to talk about at this time, and they all mention that they are under the restraints of a lawyer's advice. And that concerns me, not just because they run a business and have had business dealings, whether it be the YouTube channel, equipment, clothing, all the things that have come from the Good brand. I don't think it has anything to do with that, because even in a traditional business relationship like that, mention of lawyers is not necessary unless there is something deeper. Both Micah and Grant mention compromise and integrity and doing things that they may not be comfortable with, and they just alluded to these. Honestly, both statements from Micah and Grant were about as clear as mud.
Obviously, it's a little more complex than this 4-minute video, but this is about all that you guys need to know, and I think that it is enough to allow everyone to be able to move on.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Micah, honestly, was one of the worst statements that I have seen. The body language was horrible. Looking down the entire video, I just felt uncomfortable. And the fact that it was cut and it wasn't just a one take, even more concerning. Grant, however, had an air of authenticity to his statement. And honestly, even though it didn't provide much more in the way of insight, you did get a more genuine feeling from the statement that he made, mentioning his dad.
Now, one thing that is super positive throughout this is I will be moving back to Florida. And with that comes the ability to spend more time with my dad, who is older, and I will be able to see him and just be able to golf with him more and spend some time, and that means a lot.
And you can just tell his star might be a little bit brighter. Both of these departing gentlemen are highly talented golfers, probably two of the top 3 golfers outside of Garrett in the group. And so when you get this individual situation where the opportunity becomes available for them to make more off of their own individual efforts than they could as a group, you know, it's enticing, especially in this world where YouTube, honestly, it can be a great value add to your brand, and there's a lot of money to be made on YouTube and content creation. We will see how things pan out. For the Wu-Tang Clan, will we see Micah turn into you God? Who knows? But I can say that honestly, the varying levels of success from this split will be apparent. We'll know who's a star. Micah also does mention wanting to pursue professional golf or re-pursue professional golf. His seems a little more sketchy. You tell me, you watch the clip, you tell me how you feel about some of the statements that he's made. I'm not gonna cherry pick the items. You get to react, and certain things that he said just don't make sense to me. Check it out. Now we're gonna cut to Grant.
And I want to start out by saying I'm forever grateful and thankful for the opportunity I was given to work for Good and for Garrett. And there will always be a special place in my heart for all the memories and the things we were able to accomplish.
Again, Tell me, what do you think? I felt authenticity, even though there are some issues that we aren't privy to at this time. And in today's internet world, if there's enough digging and enough people concerned about it, between these guys, there's millions of followers out there. Between Good, Micah, Grant, millions, hundreds of thousands of followers. They all speak to narratives and online conspiracy theories. So people have been trying to figure out what's going on. When you have a group this tight and one of the original members goes missing, and then the next star that has stepped up also then leaves the group, there's questions that are going to be asked and people are going to go digging. And no matter how tight the circle is, you know, there's now 3 different factions. And so you will find some drip, or there will be a court case, especially since they're all mentioning lawyers. We're gonna find out. This information is gonna be hard to keep under wraps in terms of what's the true reason for the split and people departing. If it just ultimately comes down to their individual desires to go thrive and make the most of their careers, that's cool. But it does not seem to be the case when you mention legal counsel. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. You know, Micah also alludes to a video that should have come out in between a couple of other ones that would have been a sit down with him and the rest of the Good crew that did not get posted. He says he doesn't know the reason. How bad does the relationship have to be or get where you can't reach out to your brothers, people who you have bonded with over the years, and not be able to say why that video did not come out? Just seems a little odd to me. Questions that need to be answered.
Give you guys a little bit more of an explanation. Originally, we had filmed a video, me and the rest of the guys, that was supposed to be released on the Good channel between the Branson content and the UK content. And it is for reasons I am unaware of that video did not get posted. And because there was no explanation until right now, there has been a ton of questions, a ton of false narratives about me stepping away from Good and the reasons that I stepped away from Good.
And so Garrett, who remains with Good and seems to be the catalyst and glue behind this group, remains, and we will see how things fare going forward. Will the sum be greater than the parts? We don't know. Can the group dynamic continue to hold it together? Did you tune in as a viewer for the talent that they brought to the golf course? And so losing 2 of their more talented swingers of the golf club, does that make you tune in less? Or do you then watch to see things, you know, progress, or the ideas continue to evolve? And they had this huge conglomerate, and you can just tell with the branding that there was a strategy behind the individual channels as well, and how they brought it back together with Good and the competitions. This is very interesting to see how, again, the group, the remaining Good group stays together. They do mention that core 6 that was sitting at the couch during their video is ride or die. They say that, but at the end of the day, I promise you, probably 6 months ago, their feeling was very much the same, that group was ride or die. Even in a small group like that, you're gonna have people that are closer to some than other parts of the group. That's just how humans work. But here we are again, a smaller group. Do they survive this? Good is a huge presence in the golf industry. They just released their own putter this year. The clothing has been out. Again, all the branding and all the things that feed from the YouTube channel into their other businesses, will that be affected? I don't wish bad on anybody, but it's honestly hard to keep a group together. We've seen this, whether it be music. Again, I mentioned one of my favorite groups, Wu-Tang Clan. You know, you try to keep everybody happy, able to thrive creatively, but ultimately individuals, especially if they feel like their potential is high, they're gonna wanna go see what their potential is out on the open market. And so we will see. Will you see a clothing brand pop up from Grant? Again, I can tell from the branding across their videos that there was a strategy. Do they take the institutional knowledge that they've learned in the group setting and then go apply that? When you watch some of Grant's videos, high production value, you really can tell that he's paid attention on how to put together a video that's attractive, gets people watching. You know, I think since I started seeing the videos trickle out here a couple days ago, that he's already grown like 12,000 followers since that point. Since I first pulled up his profile, started doing some research for this video, that those profiles are growing. Another similar case that I did a video on last year was TXG Golf, and when Matt Boyce left that channel, immediately you saw an influx of people into the TXG channel, and then also following Matt over to his individual channel. So at the end of the day, we all love drama. We can say we don't, but people tune in for that. It gets the clicks, it gets the views. And so in the short term, we will probably see spikes in each channel's viewership. Everybody wants to see what's gonna happen going forward. I first got the notification from Reddit. I think that's why I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this particular subject. I'm not necessarily the hugest fan of Good. I've watched their videos, we all have. It's hard to, if you're into golf, their videos, their presence and their videos come across your socials. They've gone viral so many times. And so you're gonna know who they are just by happenstance. But I wasn't necessarily a regular viewer of their content. But now I'm interested to see what happens going forward. Again, just by following the Golf Reddit channel, I was alerted to the breakup, and then started being intrigued as I dug into the individual stories, and then all these subsequent videos began to come out afterwards. And so we will see. Again, I want to hear how you feel about the breakup, where you think things are going. Do they thrive outside of the group, the two individuals, Micah and Grant Horvat, who have left? Do you see them succeeding from a YouTube standpoint? Are you going to follow their content? Have you gone and subscribed to their content since this, if you weren't tuned into them individually? How do you think Good's going to fare as a group? Do you see a decline? Do you see them increasing and innovating going forward, picking up new members and trying to reinvent the wheel that they've already perfected? I want to hear what you think. Wish nothing but the best for these guys going forward. And any updates that come across after this video is posted, I'll probably do an update on this video. If you made it this far, hit me up with a like, subscribe to get more golf content in and around the golf space. We're cranking out the content for the off season. Gonna be a fun off season as we proceed to the warmer temperatures. Catch you on the next one.